Hey, Rebels. Okay, so I just want to jump straight into this because I am getting so many different downloads of songs. But hey, how are you? I hope everything's wonderful, and even if it's not, that you're making the best of it and learn those lessons. Anyway, so I got a download, and it was like so funny. Distractions. It was so funny, but then again, it wasn't. It was like a turn up because all of a sudden I've been getting Cardi B. I do what I like, I do, right? And then I've been getting press and clout. Also, Sierra Level Up, and for my fellas, my guys, right? I was getting Post Malone, White Iverson, and Pop Smoke, Dior. Right, so um, there was also the thought of, I really wanted to share it with you all. And, just doing my own thing, wanted to share so many things. And I'm not usually one to want to share a whole bunch of stuff about myself. So doing going through that, I felt the energy of watch what you share with others, even though it may be authentic to you, even though others may relate to it. Watch what you share with others. And then I just got to, I jumped off the playlist in my head and I went to my phone. And first words that I see is, well, let me put it like this. I misread it because the message that I received was not the words that was there, right? So there's the effect of an illusion. I, the message that I got was, Spirit wants you to work with someone who is envious and jealous of you. But the thing about it is that they are not aware that they are envious and jealous. Now, I don't know if this is a work situation or if this is a situation with a loved one. Who knows? Whatever resonates with you. You're responsible for your own movements because what happens, you have to live with whatever comes from it. So I pulled out some placement cards because, we tend to get these messages or, entertain this game of tarot. And we not we, but some of us who are new to this and things really resonate with your story and your timeline. Some of us have been there and some of us are there possibly now. I think you should work on that. You tend to feel that is everything that is said within the message is your message or that it is to be taken so extremely serious. So I thought to pull some placement cards. What I got was rooftop, restaurant, volcano, and dentist. At the bottom it reads peace above chaos, savor each bite, creating destruction in future smiles. And at the bottom we got wedding and union. With union celebration. So the outcome of it all is dependent on you. What I am receiving from this is that you are going to be in a public place that is someplace where you may not necessarily frequent. It might be someplace that tried out a few times, or this is your first time trying the place. It could be a restaurant setting, but what you need to be cautious of, because we have accountability and we do like a little bit of preparation for awareness that we may not even know is to come, right? What is necessary is that there necessary to know is that there is going to be someone around you who is not conscious of their own insecurities, and this person or people, we're going to find out and check and see, they are going to say something or behave in such a way that it's going to be directed towards you. It's going to single you out from everyone else that's there, and maybe even from the person who that energy should be attended towards. And whatever it is that you choose to do next, or should I say in response, not in reaction, but in response to whatever this situation is going to be more so detrimental towards your outcome than it is that person. Remember that we are all here for an experience, and therefore, however it is that you behave and proceed forward, yes, it's going to be a lesson. And sometimes we do want to kick somebody's ass, right? And show them that lesson. But what will you get from kicking their ass other than the glory and the satisfaction of that motherfucker earned that? The feeling of. But how you deal with this situation going forward is my peace above chaos. Skyline view, right? It's going to affect you more personally going forward. And I want to dive in a bit more on that. So I don't know if you've been having problems with someone already and you're questioning if you're really seeing of this person that what you've been feeling that you've been noticing, or I really believe that it's going to be a stranger, someone who you may have just been introduced to, someone who you may just so happen to be in the same place with. Nourishment, freedom, ease, and definitely not right. So, and then at the bottom, guided lessons. I'm sorry, let's go ahead and just guided lessons. Exactly what it is that we've been in just an extra blue moon. So who knows? This may be happening check out when the next blue moon is, because this situation may be happening sometime around then. Let's rearrange and set this up a little bit differently just so we can get a better sight for that. Oh, sorry, in camera. Apologizing to the camera stick, not to you all, but whichever. So this is going to be something that's going to come naturally. What I'm getting is that you know better, and when you know better, you do better. It's not that, and what I'm saying is that your awareness, whenever this happens, your awareness is going to be something so obvious. Do not doubt your intuition. Do not doubt the lessons that it is that you have already learned. Do not question potentially, because of whoever this person or these people are, may possibly be a lot of people, because I'm noticing right here in this restaurant card that this girl right here is looking out over here, but everybody else looks pretty much the same except for this one person right behind her who is noticing. So there's potentially someone who is watching you to see how it is that you're going to respond. And with this dentistry and wedding, this is going to be someone who's very important to your capabilities going forward. I'm not saying that you're codependent, but what I'm saying is, or that you're opportunist. What I am saying is that more than likely the person who is watching how you respond in this situation is going to be someone who can line you up with opportunities and set you up in better rooms. And heck, with the way prices and veneers are in this economy, but either which way, you know better. So therefore, you are going to, would it be in volcano? It's possibly going to catch you at a time where you're really saying to yourself, you know what? This motherfucker going to be the one to catch it. I've been holding back on everything. I've been doing good. I've been on my path. I've been doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing right. This motherfucker going to be the one to catch it. But with me getting the messages of Cardi B, and that I was turned up, right? And then getting the Post Malone for, my fellas, and Pop Smoke, and the way Pop Smoke unfortunately passed, and the details behind, with his situation. Pay attention to your details, because if I remember correctly, he was doing a live video and it showed his address, if I'm remembering correctly. So don't let nobody catch you slipping, because with this definitely not right up on the dentistry and your future smile, you are not trying to sacrifice whatever Your future opportunities are going forward over this situation here. So let's just go ahead and see what this is all about. Because what is the problem? Okay. Savoring each bite. So you've been seeming like you've been gloating, and you've been coming off as very prideful and celebratory, you know, and just your basicness. I'm not calling you basic. I'm just saying you are doing the most basic stuff. And somebody just why are they doing that? Why are they so happy? You know what? Right. So there if I was to offer any advice in this, don't laugh in their face. Don't laugh in their face, okay? Because your future smiles might really be at risk. This might be a crazy person. Who knows? See? Now, this I can take this one or two ways. Due to what is this? Creating destruction. Now, either this is you having to pull out things out your arsenal. Saying, I wish a motherfucker would. Or this is someone trying to see. They're trying to pick at your brain. They're trying to deep dive into what it is that's so special about you, what it is that you're about. But due to the way that this person is all dressed, like I'm really feeling that this is, oh, honey, you are out doing your own thing, and there is somebody who is disrespecting your free will with their energy. I mean, look at how stern it is. So this is obviously not you. This is someone, they're not even going for the documents that could teach them how to get to where you actually are, which is just you being stable with yourself and your own mental. They're not even going for the blueprint. They're trying to get in your head. And the issue is they can't get in your head if, they can't seem to realize themselves. I mean, I'm classy, trashy. I can't say anymore, but okay. Whichever. We're not going to spend too much time on it. Rooftop view. Peace above chaos. Your peace above chaos and ease that you at rest. Where's the problem? Who has an issue? In this photo, I'm seeing a child who is loved, who is secure mentally. And then at the bottom, future smiles. We not the Queen of freaking Pentacles. You ain't got time for this. You ain't worried about it. You shouldn't. And if you even worried about who it is, trust yourself. Trust that you have learned everything that is needed and required of you to know how to handle yourself when somebody tries to test you, when somebody is trying to push up against you, when somebody really think that they gonna put you authentically in that. Motherfucker, you know what, you did it. Let's go. Okay. Like I said, 7 of Wands. Masculine or feminine. Feminine, know how to play your role, know how to do your role. Masculine, know how to perform your role. Yeah, sure. Right now in this moment, you may be really thinking to yourself, and like I said earlier, sometimes we take the readings of tarot too serious to the point that we spend our times future faking ourselves. And thank goodness. The future faking, I'm glad the future faking card didn't come out. Future faking ourselves, being so worried and concerned about something that's like, honey, don't you know how to put on your pants? Didn't you practice putting on your pants since you was however old? and you do it without thinking. You know how to brush your teeth, wipe your butt. If you know how to feed yourself without thinking, there are certain things and conversations as well that you know how to do without thinking. So, to this situation, whatever, trust yourself and know that even if it make your heart skip a pitter patter of a beat just for a moment, pull yourself back in and remember who you are. I would like to get, let's see, just in case this is a situation where it's unavoidable and you're tried, or possibly this is someone who you cannot just walk away from and not have a relationship with, and that you have to continue to see them. What should we be focused on? Time to evolve. Okay. Abundance. Balance is needed. Relationship, security, decisions, and full circle. And at the bottom, we have self-care. So what this is sharing with me is that, and we're going to put self-care right here in the front, because your self-care is going to be most important. Even if this is a personal relationship, whether it be your career or a loved one or someone who you just have to deal with, even if it's a child, time will evolve. So long as you take care of yourself, so long as you are honest and you are without anxiety to be able to say, and not just say, but show what it is that you actually want, what it is that you are actually willing to live up to, the values about yourself, how others need to treat you without showing force. Just your actions, even in silence, is force enough, because you have to allow it to become authentic to you. So therefore, this situation right here is going to take you to let go of dependency. Let go of that validation that you feel that you need from the situation. And let go of your dependency. Because that's the problem with most people now. There is a lot of emotions riding off of validation, the way that people want to be perceived as, and not really realizing the pressure and how you need to be equipped for even what it is that you want to be perceived as. Because regardless of what your choice is going to be, this right over here, the full circle completion, are you going to allow this full circle to be a 360 cycle? Or are you going to say, you know what, half of this shit can go? Half of this shit can go. 360 or 180. What is it going to be? So that's the choice that you have to make. That's what you have to look at yourself about. And I'm going to say look at yourself about that in regards to that right now, because you don't want to wait until that situation happens, because when the situation happens, whatever it may be about your ego that is going to add fuel to the fire to that situation, and how you show up in any scenario or most scenario where you got a story to tell about how ignorant you was and how you didn't know better. And man, why do I keep on doing that? Because you're not facing it right now, while you're not presented with the situation. So we have Desert Prince, survival, and false promises. Right. That why do I keep on doing that? Why do I keep on making that decision? Why do I keep on, feeling like, man, I be feeling bad after I do that every time? Because you need to face that stuff as the situation is not in your face or in your presence. Male or female, I don't care. Right. death and rebirth. Your abundance had to look different because even when we're ignorant, we tend to feel like what we got is enough. But you got more than enough coming. So long as you're willing to balance yourself out. Okay? Don't wait for somebody else to tell you again. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you, man, you always do this or you always do that or why you never change that or I said that to you before and everything. First, self-care. Is that really who you want to be? Who do you really want to be? And I feel like that White White Iverson by Post Malone, including the Cardi vibe, right? Um, Stop comparing yourself. In any place where you do compare yourself, because oftentimes our insecurities are based off of how we compare ourselves to others. So look at that part of you where you might sit over there and compare yourself to others, or you're kind of embarrassed about how somebody may feel like you switched up on them. It's not about them, it's about you. Switch up for yourself. Right? Guilt. I didn't even see that. Guilt. I release any belief that no longer assists in my soul's growth. I would say need I say more, but Spirit say we're going to finish this. Service. I feel good when I can help others. How can you help others when you can't help yourself? And one of the greatest gifts that you can give somebody in helping them is them seeing a better example of what a person can be. Without all that get back and everything else. And at the bottom, I know you can't see it, but it says health. I will honor my physical vessel that it enriches my soul. Be selfish. Be selfish and figure out where it is that you're supposed to be. Now, I know we started this off by talking about that Spirit wants you to work with someone who is jealous or envious of you. And the reason why I got so silent is sometimes we don't even realize the person who's really jealous and envious of us is ourselves. We get so mad at ourselves for not doing what we want ourselves to do to be better because that's the part of us that's people pleasing. That's the part of us that for whatever reason we keep on avoiding looking at. And I just need one card, Spirit. Just won't look at and just avoid. Yep, flipped all around. Okay, would find it. Nourish. Nature. It was the way that it popped around my chest like it really didn't want me to grab it. Chaos. I'm about to smack somebody in their foot. Pinky toe. Simplicity. Kindness. And at the bottom, privilege. And clinging. Clinging and privilege. So you're clinging on to your privilege of being able, either you are or someone who you are going to encounter. And I'm going to say, because it's going to happen all the time. You're always going to encounter someone who is clinging on to the privilege of, I get to be this way because this happened to me, or I get to be this way because I went through this, or I get to be this way because my daddy said, or I get to be this way because my mama made me feel. I get to be this way because I can imagine. Yeah, how about you be a better version of you? Because the way that you're imagining yourself continuing on to carry out the way that you've been carrying out in this aspect, whether I'm talking to you or them, I'm talking to you and you really think that I'm talking to them. The way you've been clinging on to the privilege of the ignorance, or they've been clinging on to the privilege of the ignorance, does not have to be that way. And I thought to myself, some people don't see their dreams in color. Some people actually do see their dreams in black and white. Right here on this chaos card. Not even realize that even in black and white, there's all different shades of gray. Somebody got some work to do. Now, since that you're here with me right now, I'm going to advise to you, friend, rebels, I'm going to advise to you. I guess this is my second sound advice. I'm going to advise to you. If this is indeed with you, work on it now. Because somebody don't have to have their phone out and record you. The memory in the head, though it may not always be 100% accurate, because there's different perspectives in all stories, memories are more than enough than watching photo video. So you don't want to get caught slipping. So while you got this time before the potential of happens, I'm not saying move in paranoia. I'm saying right now is the best time that you have to take care of yourself and deal with the things that you can deal with while nobody else is watching, while the pressure is not on. Because either you're going to wind up being pressed about yourself, or somebody is actually pressed about you. Turkey, good news, right? You may soon receive an important but very unexpected gift. Accept this with deep respect. Someone has sacrificed a lot to help you open doors and grow. A lot of things will change for the better. So you want to be a chicken or you want to be a turkey? Anyway, so I hope you have a wonderful rest of your whatever there is left, whatever there is that you allow. Memories will always be there, but be intentional about your traction, that you allow it, even when you got to open up the darkest doors, the dustiest doors, the things that you never want to look at. Be intentional about your traction. Or else, those doors will bust wide open like a horror story when those moments actually happen where you have to utilize either action or a response. So holler at you later. And good news, please. Good news. Good news, better people, different devil, different devils, higher levels, all that good jazz. Yeah. Talk to you soon.